your entire body. I love to picture that white glitter filling up all the way, that glowing, all the way from the fingers to the toes, to the eyelashes, to the earlobes. And then open your mouth and slowly let all that dark stuff, all that stuff you're holding on to, see if you can let that go. Nice and slowly. Yeah. You're not quite pushing it out, you're just letting it go. Full breath in, slow breath out. And notice how things have changed from when you sat down here. Notice how your body feels and notice how your mind feels. See if you can keep this through your whole practice. Assuming it's good. Sometimes I sit here and I want to just fidget. I want to fidget right out of my skin. And sometimes after this centering, this breathing deeply, sometimes it can have, oftentimes it has a nice calming feeling. Notice where you're at. And when you have that breathing down, you can start to feel that pattern of your breath. Deep breath in and deep breath out. You can start to build, we can start to build on that. So starting with this deep breathing, maybe you start to incorporate some muscles into the practice by maybe sitting up just a little taller, maybe bringing your back off the mat. Nope, off the back. Nice. So sitting up just a little taller, wrapping those core muscles in and pulling your chest up, maybe up through the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, dropping the shoulders away from your ears, pressing down through the sit bones. As you inhale, let your spine be a straw all the way up. And exhale, press all the way down. And then see if you can breathe across. So not only are you lengthening and grounding vertically, see if you can do it horizontally. Take up space and then breathe into that space you're creating. One more breath here. On your next inhale, maybe you find a little more space in the back of your neck, making space between each vertebrae. And then on your exhale, you can drop your chin down towards your chest. Rolling the shoulders down and back. Maybe notice if your ribs are starting to jut out, maybe pull the rib cage in. Yeah, knitting those ribs towards each other. You might be able to pull your belly button in and lift it up towards your chest a little bit more. And then inhaling the right ear towards the right shoulder. Exhaling it back down. Inhaling left ear towards the left shoulder. And exhaling it down. Taking these half circles, nice and slowly. Notice if you're still moving with your breath. It's amazing how something simple like moving your head side to side, you can lose your focus. Yeah. Make the breath more important than the poses. The next time your right ear comes towards your right shoulder, stay. Maybe you lean your head back a little bit more, or maybe bring it forward a little bit more. If you'd like, you can look down towards the ground or up towards the sky. Finding a little bit of a stretch on that left side of your neck. Maybe drop the shoulders away from your ears. If you'd like, you can release that left hand, maybe let it dangle. And notice if you're leaning to one side or the other. Maybe you could sit up a little taller and press both sit bones down into your chair. Nice. Breathe here. Again, making space and breathe into it. Slowly inhale, back to center, sitting up again nice and tall. And low, and then on your exhale, chin to chest. Inhaling, rolling your left ear towards your left shoulder. Maybe you would lean your head forward or back a little bit more, wherever it feels nice. You can turn your chin down towards the sky, up towards the sky, or down towards the ground. So adjusting to what feels perfect for your body. Maybe you lean, you press into both sit bones again. Maybe roll the shoulders back. If you'd like, you can release that right hand down and let it dangle. Notice if your shoulder's trying to meet your ear. Maybe drop the shoulder. Notice if your tongue is jammed up at the roof of your mouth. Maybe you could soften that. Deep breath in and deep breath out. And slowly make your way back to center again, sitting up nice and tall. It's taking some shoulder rolls, bringing your shoulders forward and then up towards your ears, rolling them down and back. Yep. I watched you all walk in here like this. Yeah, once again. So take that time to open the shoulders up. And then take it in the opposite direction, rolling the shoulders back and up and around. One more round. Coming back to center. Again, sitting up nice and tall. Come back to that deep breathing because, of course, we forgot again. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Let it be a practice of inhaling and exhaling. Yeah. If you'd like, you can heel-toe your feet just a little bit wider. You can even scooch a little bit forward and onto your chair. Toes can be forward or they can be facing out, whichever feels most comfortable for you. Taking some cat-cows here, inhaling, the belly comes forward, shoulders go back. Maybe your gaze goes up or maybe it stays neutral, your choice. Exhale, rounding the spine. Start with your tailbone, rolling it back towards the back of your chair, rolling the shoulders forward. Nice. Inhaling, coming forward. Again, starting with your tailbone, one vertebrae at a time, coming forward. If this doesn't feel good, by all means, take kitten and calf. So just the upper body. Need to go back to preschool. I can't remember what a cat and cow, little cat and cow is. Few breaths here. Take your time. Let this be an exploration of your body and see if you can notice each and every vertebrae on your spine. You don't have to specifically name them, but you can feel your spine rolling back and forth. You can start to notice which ones where you start to move and where it's a little stiff. Notice how your breath moves as you come into those cat and cows. The next time you come forward, take those into circles. So moving over to the side and then rolling back and to the other side. You can keep that cat-cow sensation with your spine, or you can keep your spine straight, your choice. Just each variation has a different place where you're stretching. Maybe go a little slower, see what happens. We like the expressway, right? Like just driving down and not noticing anything as we try to get to this destination, rather than taking the scenic route and noticing everything that happens. The next time you come forward, go the other direction. See if you can make it more of a journey where You're noticing everything that happens along the way. There's no destination here. We will get to corpse pose eventually. The next time your chest comes forward, come on back up to center. Excuse me, heel toe your feet back towards each other. And they're about hip width apart. Again, you can be using blocks or you can have your feet on the ground, your choice. Sitting up nice and tall here. From here, right knee can come in toward your chest. Maybe you grab the back of the thigh or maybe it's the front of the shin. Maybe roll the shoulders back and sit up nice and tall. So your knee might come down a little bit so that you could sit up a little taller. Pull the rib cage in. Soften your face and take some ankle rolls here. Get some of that circulation down to the toes. Notice your biting teeth. Yeah. Still breathing just as deep. See if you can open your chest here, but still keep the ribs pulling in. Yeah. It's kind of a, feels like a conundrum, right? Because as soon as you open your chest, your ribs start to pull out too, right? So you got to find that happy medium with opening the chest and pulling the ribs in. Opposite direction. Yeah. Nice. From here, right hand on that right knee. Left hand can hang onto the chair, can be resting on your lap. Take some circles with the knee. Notice that bottom foot. See if you could press equally into all four corners of the foot. Maybe go a little slower. Maybe you could start to feel those belly muscles turn on as that hip starts to heat up a bit. And then go the other way. Notice if your tongue is up at the roof of your mouth again. One more round. And coming back to center, you can windshield wiper that knee back and forth. Again, sitting up nice and tall. Guess what we're doing? The other side. Left knee can come in. Maybe you bring your foot to a block. You can keep your toes on the block. That's always an option. Or maybe you lift your knee up a little higher. But notice again, if your shoulders start to roll, if your spine starts to roll, maybe bring the knee down so you could sit up a little taller. Shoulders away from your ears. You could take those ankle rolls. Opposite direction. Left hand on left knee. Take a moment to set yourself up so your shoulders right on top of the hips, pressing into that right foot, and then slowly taking the circles. Inhaling all the way around and then exhaling all the way around the other side. Maybe a little slower. See if you can make that movement as slow as your breath. The next time you come to center, go the other way. Last one. And coming back to center, you can windshield wiper the feet. From here, maybe sitting back into your chair, you'll choose pretty quick. Actually, no, you can sit in the back of your chair, doesn't matter. Hands come next to your hips. Inhale, slowly reach your arms up to the sky. Take a nice big stretch up from here. Maybe climbing your tree, reaching through one side and the other. Yeah. Again, maybe pulling that rib cage in and see if you could press down through both sit bones. Yeah. Maybe your gaze lifts up or maybe you stay looking forward, your choice. Inhaling both arms up, take a big stretch here. And exhale, turn your palms, press down. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, release down. Nice slow movements, really pressing down through the arms. One more time. Exhale down. Inhale, both arms up. This time interlacing your hands except for your pointer finger and your thumb. Very Charlie's Angels-esque. Yeah. Reaching up through the fingertips, lengthening, and then exhale to one side. Yeah. You can keep your elbows bent or you can keep them straight. Maybe turn that top shoulder back. You can sniff either armpit if you'd like. Breathe. Inhale back up. Lengthen. Exhale to the other side. Maybe tilt your head back. Maybe press down through that hip a little bit more. Nice. Inhaling back to center. Take a big stretch here. Nice. If you'd like, on your exhale, you could start to take a bit of a back bend. Thumbs reach back. Maybe you start to look up. Again, elbows can be bent or straight. I highly recommend bending them. How's that? Yeah. Take a breath. Inhale back to center, lengthen. On your exhale, twist to one side. Say hello to somebody if you're facing them. Yeah. See if you can keep your toes and your knees facing forward. Maybe press into both sit bones as you lift and lengthen through the spine. Let your chest follow your gaze so you're not cranking your neck back. Take a breath. Inhale back to center, lengthen. And then exhale to the other side. Shoulders down and back. Open your chest. Big breath in. Inhaling back up. And exhaling, turning your palms, coming back down. Nice. Taking a moment here. Get yourself nice and comfortable again. Yeah. This time, we're going to start with just inhaling, maybe grabbing the back of the thigh and inhaling that leg up. Right leg up, sorry. Exhale, release it down. Inhale the other leg. Yeah. See what we're doing here? Lifting a leg. Very fancy like, right? So when that feels okay, maybe you stay right here. If you'd like, maybe look bono hands. Yeah. Lifting up and releasing it down. See if you can find that rhythm with your breath. You know, we're just marching. Yeah. If that feels okay, you want to take it a little further, maybe you start to straighten the leg out. Yeah. Feel okay? By all means, stay here. If you still want to get a little crazier, maybe both the legs straighten out. You may want to scooch back into your chair or forward. The more forward you go, the more your legs are going to feel like they're 900,000 pounds. Yeah. So playing with what works for you. See if you can still keep the shoulders right on top of the hips and take it nice and slowly. Maybe the knees are bent, maybe they're straight. Soft jaw. Guys all look a little tight. Breathe. Yeah. One more round. Ending with the left foot and coming back down. If you'd like, you can windshield wiper your knees back and forth. From here, inhaling the right leg along. Toes can stay on the ground, or maybe your heel stays on the ground, or maybe you lift it up a little bit more. Knee could be bent or straight. Yeah. Inhaling the opposite arm up, left arm. Nice. Take a breath here, maybe pull the belly in as you reach up, and then exhale to the opposite side. So the right leg goes towards the right, the left arm goes to the left. Knee could be bent or straight because that leg gets like 1,000,000 pounds again, right? Reach out. Soften your face, soften your jaw. Yeah, you can use your arm to hold onto your leg if you'd like. That makes it a lot easier. Yeah, still pressing into that front foot. That helps a whole lot. Inhale, back to center, reach up. Exhale, release back down. I know you're going to be all shocked, but we're doing the other side. Yeah. From here, inhaling that left leg long. Again, maybe the knee is bent. It makes it a whole lot easier. Maybe point or flex the toes and inhale the opposite arm up. Breathe here. Yeah. Enjoy this stretch. And if you're not enjoying it, put the leg down a little bit or put the arm down. Nice. Soften. And then when you're ready, out to the side on the exhale. How far doesn't matter. Maybe the knee is bent, maybe it's straight. See if you can press equally into both hips. So you're not leaning into one side. See if you most likely press more into the right hip. Nice. Reaching through the fingertips. See if you can bring the shoulders away from the ears. Soften the breath. Notice where the mind starts to wander to. Breathe. Maybe you lift it up a little higher. Bring your thigh right off the chair. Ish. Inhale back to center. Exhale, release back down. And shake that all out. Yeah. Scooching forward. Let's take a back one. So feet are nice and firmly planted on the ground. Butt is nicely firmly planted into that chair. Hands come behind you. Hands can be on the chair seat, the chair back, or maybe you interlace your hands, wherever you just happen to land. Yeah. From here, rolling the shoulders back, opening the chest. Inhale, start to lift your heart to the sky. Maybe your gaze starts to look up. Maybe it even starts to look back a little. Yeah. If your hands are interlaced, you can bring your hands off your lower back. Might feel okay. Wherever you are, you're breathing completely. Sometimes when you start to put your head back, you find your breath gets compromised. You might want to look up a little bit more. Nice. Take a breath here. Nice. On your exhale, come back to center. Take a breath. From here, taking some sun salutations. You can do them seated or you can do them standing, your choice. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, stay seated. We're going to do a couple of them so you can figure it out from there. So I have got, sorry guys, I got to back up a little bit. The spotlight for some reason is in my eyes and all I see is black dots. They must have, I don't know, something, I must have sat in just the right spot today. Yeah. So feet are nice and wide, whether you're standing or seated. If you're standing, just making sure you pay attention to where your chair is so you don't bang yourself into the chair. Yeah. Hey, actually that goes for when you're seated too. Sitting up nice and tall, find your feet grounding down into the mat, and then slowly inhale your arms up to the sky. Take a nice big stretch up. Exhale your hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. So your hands can come onto your thighs. Maybe you fold halfway, or maybe you start to fold a little deeper. Maybe you bring your knees to your thighs. Maybe you bring your hands to blocks on the mat. Or maybe you bring your hands down towards the ground, your choice. Yeah. If you'd like, you can take more of a ragdollular pose, grabbing opposite elbows. If you'd like, you can drop your head to look back towards the back of the mat, being really mindful of your balance here. Maybe you rock side to side or shake your head out. Whatever feels most comfortable here. You may, if you're standing, want to bend your knees a bit more. Or sometimes when you bend your knees, you can feel it in your lower back a little bit more. You can place a block between your belly and your thighs. That helps a whole lot. As you're ready, release your hands. Inhale to a flat back. Hands can come anywhere on your legs or maybe your elbows on your knees if you're seated. Shoulders back, heart pulls forward. And then exhale, fold down. Pressing into your feet, slowly come all the way up, reach your arms to the sky, stretch up. And exhale your hands to heart center. Yeah. We're going to do 2 more of those. Again, you can see stay standing or seated or vice versa. So you do whatever it is you want to do. Yeah. Good. Okay. From here, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold down. Halfway lift is your inhale. Again, hands can be anywhere on your legs or maybe they go out wide like airplane wings. Exhale, fold down. Inhale to all the way up to the sky, reach up. And exhale your hands to heart center. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold down. Halfway lift is an inhale, a flat back, shoulders away from the ears, pull the ribs in. Exhale, fold down. Press into your feet, come all the way up, reach up. And exhale your hands to heart center. Take a moment here. If you're not already, come to have a stand. Yeah, come to stand behind your chair. How come you have a seat but you don't have a stand? What's up with that? From here, maybe stepping closer to your chair. You guys can't see me over there. And just lifting one heel and then the other, just getting a little more work into those heels and into those calves. Yeah. If you'd like, you can start, as you inhale, start to lift both heels and then release them down. Yeah. From here, if you'd like, maybe you stay lifted for a few breaths. This is where it gets really fun-ish. Shoulders stack right on top of the hips. So imagine your skeleton, right? So your head is stacked right on top of your spine and your shoulders are stacked right on top of your hips and your hips are stacked right on top of the knees and on top of the ankles. So, that stacking, that like Jenga game can help you balance and still breathe because you need oxygen in your body to figure this out, right? Maybe one hand or both hands start to hover off the chair. Find a focal point that you can stare at. Maybe one hand or both hands go to heart center. Yeah, take it as far as you need. Don't. Yeah. Fortunately, if you fall, you're just going to drop your heels. That's about it. Maybe you lift your arms up a little higher. Find your inner ballerina here. Breathe. Yeah. Want to lift one leg. Some days it happens, some days it doesn't. Yeah. Lift both legs. Someday. Yeah. Exhale, release, back down. You can shake that out. Hello, calves. Yeah. From here, stepping back to a downward facing dog. Let's not, yeah. Feet can go wide. Chest can reach down towards the ground. Maybe bend your knees and move your hips side to side. Or it might feel good to bend both knees at the same time. Notice your breath. Yeah. If you'd like, you can, if this feels good, stay right here. If you'd rather, you can turn the chair around and use the seat of the chair. Or you can always take the traditional down dog if that feels more comfortable for you. So whichever feels most like your down dog today. Maybe you bring your chest down towards the ground a little bit more. You might be able to bend your knees and bring your butt back towards the back of the room a little bit more. That might feel nice. Big, gigantic breath in. Big, gigantic breath out. From here, you can bring your feet just a little closer together. Nice. Inhaling that right foot back behind you. Maybe the toe stays on the ground or maybe you lift it up a little higher. Little bend in that left knee to help out. Back thigh lifts up towards the sky. And then exhale, knee comes in towards the chest, step it towards the top of the mat. Back heel spins flat, coming into a warrior one. If you'd like, one arm or both arms can reach up towards the sky. Yeah. From here, checking in to make sure that that front knee is right on top of that front ankle. You may want to bring your feet out just a little bit wider first because it helps to find some balance, right? The wider you go, the more stable you're going to be. You also may be able to pull that left hip forward a little bit more and that right hip back a little bit more. So you find this nice stretch through the front left hip. Maybe knit the ribs in. You might find a little more length through the spine all the way up through the fingertips. Nice. Breathe here. You may want to bring your pinkies to start to come towards each other and press your palms back. You might feel that opening a little bit more. Elbows can be bent or straight, your choice. Take the tongue off the roof of your mouth. Breathe. Exhale, hands come back down to the chair. Step back to a downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Maybe it's movement, maybe it's stillness. It might feel good to move one hip forward and one hip back. Yeah. Maybe it feels nice to shake your booty. I'm okay with that. Big breath in and big breath out. Again, maybe your feet come a little closer together, preparing to balance on one leg. Inhaling that left foot back. Maybe the toe stays down on the ground or maybe you lift it up just a little higher. Yeah. Finding what feels okay with you. Take a breath. And then exhale, knee comes in towards the chest, step it forward, back heel spins flat, bend into that front thigh. Again, maybe your feet go a little bit wider to find some stability here, pressing into that back heel. One hand or both hands come to heart center, or maybe they reach up towards the sky. Yeah. Squeezing your inner thighs together. Yeah. Maybe you could press a little bit more into that back heel as you're sink into that front thigh. Okay. Pulling in the rib cage and reaching up through the fingertips, soften your face. Find that breath. Yeah. Maybe you could pull the breath all the way out from under your feet, all the way up to the fingertips, and then press it all the way back down, grounding right down. Yeah. One more big breath here. Exhale, hands come back down, step it back, downward facing dog. If down dog does not make you feel lovely right now, take a different pose. You can come to a stand or you can come to a forward fold. You can always have a seat in the chair if you need it, or the floor for that matter. Yeah. This is your practice. This is for you. Yeah. Taking what you need here. As you're ready, again, preparing yourself for a one-legged dog. Maybe you bring your feet a little closer together. Inhale that right foot back behind you. Soft bend in that left knee. Maybe you lift it up a little higher and then exhale, knee comes in towards the nose, step it forward. Again, warrior one, press into that back foot. Nice. Hands can reach up or maybe they stay on the chair. Breathe. Nice. Taking what feels right for you. Nice. Taking one more big breath here. Exhale to a warrior two, facing towards the left. Yeah. Yeah. Checking in. Right toes face towards the front of the mat. Check and make sure it's right on top of the front ankle and press that right knee out to the right. Back foot could be facing somewhere between the front corner of your mat and the back door. So your toes might be turned in a little bit. They might be out wide. It doesn't matter. Yeah. You can play with your feet being in line or maybe just slightly more like railroad tracks. Kind of depends on how your hips are feeling. Yeah, and what they're talking about. Reaching your arms out nice and long. Yeah. If your arms get tired here, because I won't shut up and it's taking so long, maybe you flip your palms or bend your elbows. That takes a lot of the weight out. Maybe flip your middle finger. That'll give me the indication that this isn't going well either. Yeah, breathe. Sometimes closing your eyes, you can feel that grounding through your feet. Maybe you can find a little lifting through the heart. Nice. Nice. From here, oh, I'm too far away. From here, inhaling, that right leg starts to lengthen as you reach up through the fingertips. Palms come together to press together and reach up towards the sky. So they're not just meeting, they're pressing. Lift up, exhale, release back down to that warrior two. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, back down. 972 more-ish. Yeah. Notice the energy flow. Yeah. See if you can make it flow with your breath. Yeah. Notice which muscles you're using and which ones you don't need here. Oftentimes it's the whole face. Unless you're smiling, that's cool. Nice. One more. From here, ending in a warrior two. Flipping that front palm, reverse your warrior. Left hand goes down that left leg as that right arm reaches up towards the sky and then back behind you. Still bending that front knee and still pressing that right knee out to the right. If you'd like, you can look up towards the sky, see how your deodorant's working. Too late now. Nice. Exhale to warrior two, one more time. Now, mentally preparing yourself for a half moon, because I think that's more of it. I think it's more mental than it is physical. Maybe your hand comes onto the chair seat. Sometimes you get short arms. Bring a block onto the chair. Keeping those bottom toes. So before you go up, take a peek at those bottom toes. See if you can keep those toes facing towards the front of the mat so that knee stays forward. Yeah. Hand comes onto the chair. Maybe the left hand stays on the left hip as you can come to your big toe of that left foot. Maybe the left leg starts to lift up. Yeah. Do it this way so you guys can see. Yeah. So you might not lift up very high, and that's okay. Flexing or pointing those left toes helps a whole lot. Maybe reach that left arm towards the sky. Take a breath wherever you are. Bending into that front knee, slowly back to that warrior two. And then windmilling the hands all the way back down to a downward facing dog. One more time. That's a lie. It's going to be one more after that. Maybe you rock, excuse me. Maybe you walk your dog or move your hips. Maybe your chest drops. Again, it doesn't have to be down dog. It can be a forward fold. It could be a stand. It could be a seat. Well, when you're ready, you can bring your feet just a little closer together. Inhaling that left leg towards the sky. Exhale, knee comes in towards the chest. Step it to the top of the mat. Back heel spins flat. Warrior one. Find your favorite warrior one. Yeah. Again, maybe bend into that front thigh a little bit more. You might be able to press into that back heel a little bit more. Yeah. You may find turning those back toes a little more forward, you might be able to ground down a little bit more. Reaching up. Nice. On your exhale, warrior two, facing towards the closet doors. Nice. Left knee presses out to the left. Yeah. Still grounding through both pinky edges of your feet. Again, arms get tired. They feel very heavy way out there. Maybe you bend your elbows or flip your palms, or you can always bring your hands to your hips. Yeah. Maybe bring the shoulders away from your ears and let the tongue come off the roof of your mouth. Maybe close your eyes. Yeah. Imagine that breath going across your chest, across your rib cage. Yeah. From here, taking that same flow. Start on your inhale, start to straighten that front leg, reach your arms up to the sky. And exhale back down to warrior two. Inhale up. And exhale down, really pressing your palms together. Yeah. So very active in the arms and very active in the legs. What was my number? 972? Whatever. Not me. You all know lefts, rights, numbers, then none of that works for me. Nice. Inhaling and exhaling, that's where I can go. Yeah. One more round. Exhaling, warrior two. Flipping the front palm, reverse your warrior, and on inhale, inhale it up, exhale it back. You can use that backhand on your back leg, or sometimes it feels nice to bring it to your lower back. But again, watching your balance, because balance is super important. Yeah, maybe pull the rib cage in again and see if you can get a little longer through the fingertips. Take a breath. Inhaling back to a warrior two, setting yourself back up for that half moon. Find your front foot facing forward, toes facing forward, the knee right on top of that ankle. You may want to start with that back foot coming in a little bit more. Left hand can come onto the block or onto the chair. And slowly start to lift that right leg. So your hips are sort of mostly facing towards the right. Yeah, maybe that right hand lifts up towards the sky. Flex or point the back toes, that helps a whole lot. See if you can lift your heart towards the sky. Nice. Take a breath. Exhale, both feet come down, warrior two. Just in case you had both feet up. Yeah. Take a breath here. Exhale, windmill your hands all the way back down to the chair, downward facing dog. Now this is the last one, I promise. So take however you want it to go. Maybe your feet are wide, maybe they're together. Maybe you drop your chest, maybe you move your hips. Maybe you press your hands into the chair a little bit more. Squeezing your shoulder blades towards each other. When you're ready, slowly stepping to the back of your chair, coming to a stand. I know it's disappointing, but it's time to come have a seat in your chair. Have a sit. What's wrong with me? Okay. From here, we'll take a quick hip opener. Maybe your right foot crosses over the left ankle. If you'd like, you can use a block so it comes up a little higher. Or maybe you bring your right ankle to the left thigh. Yeah. Keeping the foot flexed, the right knee can press down towards the ground. See if you can sit up nice and tall. Nice. Stay here, or if you don't quite feel this, maybe you start to lean forward. But make the priority the hips. It's not about folding down. Maybe you press into the big toe of that bottom foot. Maybe you can let that right knee get a little bit heavier. Maybe you can soften your jaw. Slowly inhale, come back up. Release the foot. You can shake it out if you want. Because believe it or not, we're going the other way. Left foot can cross over the right ankle. Maybe it comes to a block. Maybe you lift it up to your thigh. Listening to what this hip needs. Yeah. Maybe start to just let that left knee get heavy towards the ground. Keeping your hips even towards the ground. So maybe press a little more into that right hip. Shoulders away from your ears, sitting up nice and tall. And if you'd like, you can start to fold down. Still keeping very active in the spine. So you're not dropping in. See if you can keep your heart pulling forward, tuck your chin in, and breathe. Slowly inhale back up. Uncross the legs. You can bring them out wide so you can windshield wiper them one last time. And as promised, Shavasana. Yeah. You can have a seat into your chair. Maybe you sit way back. You could take lazy teenager pose, bringing your feet to a block and leaning down, or you can come to lay onto your mat. Maybe you turn the chair around so that your legs go up on the chair. Sometimes that feels more comfortable. I'll show you. Sometimes this is just a nice little ditty to give you a little bit of an inversion. So choosing whichever pose feels most comfortable for you. Yeah. Closing your eyes down. Take a big, gigantic breath in, fill up, and then open your mouth and slowly let it all out. See if you can soften the space between your eyebrows. Release your forehead. Let your eyes get heavy into their sockets. Soften your cheeks and soften your jaw. Let your shoulders get heavy. Release your hips. Let your body settle and rest. Begin to bring awareness back into your body. Taking a deep breath in. Open your mouth and slowly let it all out. Like you can roll your head side to side. You can wiggle your fingers and your toes, maybe circle your wrists and ankles. If you're lying down, you can bring your knees up and your feet onto the mat, or maybe bring your knees in toward your chest. If you'd like, you can roll to one side. And then slowly and gently making your way to an easy seated position with your eyes closed and your hands to heart center. Thank you guys so much for coming today and sharing your energy and your practice. Have a wonderful weekend. Namaste. Thank you guys. Great job. Stay warm. Thanks for coming, guys. Bye, Jane, Denise, Cheryl.
Good seeing you.
Nice seeing you.